Everyone, in the last discussion we discussed about the Prime Minister, their responsibilities, their relation with the President and Parliaments. Let us see the Central Council of Minister, because as we know the Central Council of Minister ultimately decides the majority. So let us see what exactly is the Central Council of Minister. These are the certain topics that we are going to cover during our discussion. That is Central Council of Ministers, appointment of the minister, responsibility of ministers, features of cabinet committee and functions of cabinet committee. Central Council of Ministers. As the Constitution of India provides for a parliamentary system of government modeled on the British pattern, the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister is the real executive authority and is our politico-administrative system. The principle of parliamentary system of government are not detailed in the Constitution, but the two articles, that is 74 and 75, deals with them in the broad, sketchy and general manner. According to Article 74, deals with the status of the council minister, while the Article 75 deals with the appointment, tenure, responsibility, qualification, oath, and salaries and allowances for the minister. Appointment of the minister. Prime Minister is appointed by the President, while the other ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. This means that the President can appoint only those persons as a minister who are recommended by the Prime Minister. Usually the member of Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, are appointed as a minister. A person who is not a member of either house of the Parliament can also be appointed as a minister. But within the 6 months, he must become a member of the Parliament, otherwise he ceases to be a minister. A minister who is a member of one house of the Parliament has the right to speak and take a part in the proceeding of the other house also. But he can vote only in the house of which he is responsibility. Collective responsibility. The fundamental principle underlying the working of parliamentary system of government is the principle of collective responsibility. Article 75 clearly states that the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. This means that all the ministers own joint responsibility to the Lok Sabha for all their acts of mission and commission. They work as a team and spin on the or sing together. When the Lok Sabha passes a no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers, all the ministers have to resign, including those ministers who are from the Rajya Sabha. Alternatively, the Council of Ministers can advise the President to dissolve the Lok Sabha on the ground that the House does not represent the view of electorate faithfully and call for the fresh election. The President may not oblige the Council of Ministers that has lost the confidence of the Lok Sabha. The principle of the collective responsibility also means that the cabinet decision binds all the cabinet ministers, even if they differ in the cabinet meeting. It is the duty of every minister to stand by election cabinet decision and support them both within and outside the parliament. If any minister disagrees with the cabinet decision and is not prepared to defend it, he must resign. Several ministers have resigned in the past owing to their differences with the cabinet. For example, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar resigned because of his difference with his colleagues on the Hindu Code Bill in 1953. In the second case, C.D. Deshmukh resigned due to the difference on the policy of reorganization of the state. And the Arif Muhammad resigned due to his opposition to the Muslim Women's, that is Protection of Right on Divorce Act 1986. Then the different features of the Cabinet Committee. Following are the features of the Cabinet Committee. They are extra constitutional in emergency. In other words, they are not mentioned in the Constitution. However, the rules of business provide for their establishments. They are of two types, standing and ad hoc. The former are the permanent nature, while the latter of the temporary nature. The ad hoc committee are constituted from time to time to deal with the special problems. They are disbanded after their task is completed. They are set up by the Prime Minister according to the exigencies of the time and requirement of the situation. Hence, their number, nomenclature, and composition varies from time to time. Their membership varies from 3 to 8. They usually include only the chief cabinet minister. However, the non cabinet minister are not debarred from their membership. They not only include the minister in charge of subject covered by them but also include the other session senior ministers. They are mostly headed by the Prime Minister, sometime other cabinet minister, particularly the Home Minister or the Finance Minister, also act as their chairman. But in case of Prime Minister, in members of committee, he invariably presides over it. They not only sort out the issues and formulate the proposal of the consideration of the cabinet, but also take a decision. However, the cabinet can review their decisions. And the next is they are an organizational device to reduce the enormous workload of the cabinet. They also facilitate in depth examination of the policy issues and effective coordination. They are based on the principle of division of labor and effective delegation. Then the functions of cabinet committees. Following four are the more important cabinet committees. Political affairs committee deals with all policy matter pertaining to the domestic and foreign affairs. The economic affair committee direct and coordinate the governmental activities in economic sphere. Appointment committee decides all the higher level appointment in the central secretariat, public enterprises, bank and finance institution. Whereas parliamentary affair committee look after the progress of government business in the parliament. The first three committees are chaired by the Prime Minister and the last one is by the Home Minister. Of all the cabinet committee, the most powerful is the political affair committee, often described as a super cabinet. In this particular video, we discussed about the cabinet members, cabinet committee, their features and their functions. Thank you for watching.